All opinions expressed on various topics does not intended to convey hate toward anyone or place. All our topics and conversations are designed to foster societal learning and growth through open-minded discussion. Viewers are encouraged to engage with a balanced perspective, supporting informed and open-minded dialogue at their own discretion.
It's not daily rant on my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk but my heart they filter. Now I bring them raw daily rants. It's not daily rant on my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk but my heart they filter. Now I bring them raw daily rants. It's not daily rant on my people, but too loud make I give you simple. Street they talk but my heart they filter. Now I bring them raw daily rants.
Hi viewers, welcome to another episode of your Daily Rant. Alright, look, by now you've seen the thumbnail, alright? And I'll just talk straight about it. So, I've been living in this country for over 10 years now. And I can promise you, coming from where I come from, I can categorically tell you that this is probably one of the best countries I've ever lived. It has a but. Okay? For once, Australia is not a country whereby, it's like America whereby you be scared there's going to be some school shooting or there's going to be all kind of crazy kaboom situation that's going to happen anytime. We don't get that. At least. Yes, do we have crime in Australia? Absolutely, motherfuckingly. We do have crimes. We have a lot of crimes here that it's kind of sickening sometimes when you hear some things that really happens. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to throw some fear-mongering situation, but this is just based on the statistics that started at the start of the year. And if you know me very well, I'm one of those individuals that I don't pull every of my conversation based on some statistics that was heard or that was told. I tend not to do that because statistics can say anything and doesn't mean it's actually factual. That is the unfortunate side of statistics sometimes, because it's not as accurate as it needs to be. Because you can make statistics to say whatever you want it to be. But unfortunately, at the start of the year, I think there was between March or February or April, there was about 9 different unaliving in different families. The statistics that everybody saw was for women who got unalived by their partners, and the same thing with men too. We have crimes in Australia. We do have crimes, but the one that happened this weekend just take it to a whole nother level. For those who don't know the rest of the world, we have all kind of protests here in Australia too. Australia is not as quiet as you think it is. Because there's this illusion in everybody's mind. They think Australia is very perfect, that everything just works out candy. No, we have a lot of issues that we deal with here. A lot. Which I've addressed many of them many times here. Because I don't really talk directly to the camera when I haven't really said anything very much about Australia at all. Because it's not because I'm scared to say something or because I don't want to say something. It's because when you think about it, does it even make sense sometimes to talk? Because we can just talk. There's nothing that's going to change, basically. Nothing. And you might think that, trying to give up on, if the world is going to collapse or anything like that. No, but you would think for a country that is this way, you will expect things to be done in a different way. But unfortunately, it is not. That is the sad part of it. So now, before I show you the videos and tell you exactly what I want to, as you can see from the thumbnail, there's crisis going on in Australia at the moment. And in crisis, initially, I wanted to tell you, who are you? And that was the initial topic that I really want to talk about. Hi, Matt, how you doing? I actually want to title it, Who Are You? Because you got to ask yourself a question. I am an immigrant to Australia. And I promise you, I didn't come here by boat. I flew here by plane. Okay? If you know what I mean, you know exactly what I mean. But the funniest thing is that if you are not indigenous, the First Nation people, you are an immigrant. You are an immigrant. Neither you like it or not. You can be here 5,000 years, but there are people being here for 80,000 years. You are an immigrant. And I don't understand it. Because there was a rally that went on this week. A lot of people, went out and going off their head and all these things. I get it. I totally get it. I understand. But what I just can't fathom is that we are going out protesting about anti-immigration. Then there were other people who were for immigration. Then there was other people for pro-Palestine. There was other people for anti-Palestine. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. I've talked about this matter many, many times on my live stream. And when I say I'm not a content creator, I'm here to tell you the things that you don't want to hear. And I'll tell you that gospel truth that really hurts. It makes you feel like, how dare you? Who are you to talk about this? You're not Australian. You're not too. As long if you're not a First Nation person, you shouldn't be claiming anything here. You shouldn't be claiming anything here. And I end up finding out some information that one of the guys that started, the pro-Yasi guy that started his whole shebang. I'll show you what happened to him. If you don't know, he got arrested. But I'll show you how he got arrested. That's even more funnier. Isn't he stupid? In 2025, here in Australia, we are complaining about immigration. While 99.9% of us who live in this country were all immigrants. So you're pointing fingers that you're immigrant. I'm not immigrant. You're immigrant. The people who even own the land, there's no respect for them. Okay? They say they want this, they cannot get it. They go and isolate them in some village, in some forest. And you're claiming you're anti-immigrant. If today they decide that they're not going to bring anybody coming to the country, who do you think is going to take care of you? 98 to 97% of your doctors in the hospital, they are all immigrants. Oh, wait. The ones that make your food for you, where do you think they get all those farmers from? Why are you not on the farm farming? Why? So your fingers are too fragile or too special. Who do you think work in the meat market? Do you think it's you? You think it's one of your uncles? It's idiotic that we get to this point in 2025. We're talking about immigration. Why people have been migrating all over the world for the last God knows how many thousands of years. You see, you will expect this time that we are in this world that a lot of people will actually get smarter, but it just seems people tend to get dumber. It's like every day, it's like you're removing any kind of intelligence cell you have left in your head. You're taking it out. You're replacing it with some dumb, stupid things. If you're not the First Nation family, you shouldn't be claiming that you're an Australian, because you are not. Go and read every textbook you're going to find on the planet of this earth. It will say exactly the same thing. You are a foreigner in a foreign land. Your ancestors can be here 5,000 years. It doesn't mean squat. You're still an immigrant. Your uncle could be the one who laid the foundation of all the road and the train station and the pyramid and the building and whatever you want to call it. You are still an immigrant. You can cry in one of those hospitals. You can give birth to you. You can claim it all you want, but your ancestors were immigrant. Why is that so difficult for you to digest into your medulla oblongata? if you have one. Then everybody turn out to the street and protest. Some were pro, some were anti. Some were pro, some were anti. And just like everything, like I always said many times, everything comes in pairs. There's good and there's bad. And unfortunately, the gray, there's evil. So I'll show you the videos. Then I'll tell you, there was a guy who unalived 2 police officers. This is the one that really gets me a little bit. Because I just sat on it for this past week. Still, I'm not going to say anything about it. Just think about it for a second. One man unalived 2 police officers in Australia. And they went to bring the National Guard in America. I'm sure you guys have your own version. Or in Europe, wherever you are. They bring some of the best armed forces people to go into the bush and go look for this man. It's been 9 days. They still haven't found him for 9 days. How is this guy missing for 9 days? I will show you the video from one of the spokesperson for the police, and they will give us information about how soon they're going to get this guy out. And you got to ask yourself, how much money do you think they've spent trying to find this guy? Because all those people that's going to go look for him in the bush, they'll be paid, right? They will be paid. Because they need to be paid. All right? They need to be paid. You understand? They have to be paid. If they're not paid, they won't be able to go and do their jobs. And you got to know, every time they go into the bush to go look for this man, they're putting their own life still at risk. Okay? God forbid, the guy still have a lot of pew-pew in his hand. He's been living in the bush somewhere. I think that guy's from Africa. Have you seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy? Maybe he went there, back there. Because how can a guy from I think I heard a story that he was in a government assistance or whatever it is. Does it even matter? He unalived 2 police officers during duty. And he's been missing for 9 days. And yet, they can't find him? Really? The story ain't adding up at all. The story is not adding up. Some say, why are you gay? You are gay. I am not gay. You understand? It's kind of stupid because you have to think about it. How can a guy unalive 2 active duty police officers, and this guy has been missing for 9 days, and yet they can't find him? I need to find that guy. When you find him, let me know. Whatever Harry Potter parachute that he's wearing around. No, invisible garment. I knew I remember it. You know the Harry Potter invisible garment? Probably the guy is using it around. With all the technology that we have today, with all the resources that we have today, they can't find this guy for 9 days. I don't know. Something's not adding up. Let me give you the video. Let me show you the crisis that we have here in Australia at the moment. For those who watch it internationally. All right. Thank God we're not America. Good Lord have mercy. The day I'm going to descend. Don't break my head. Yeah. He's wearing the invisible garment from Harry Potter. That's why they can't find him. Because you can't.
I'm here to tell you right now. We don't care.
No, I don't care. I don't care. Because the thing is that if they want to find this guy, they'll find him. They have the technology. Come on, man. So you got to ask yourself another question. This is when you don't use the resources that you have to actually use it to do what is really necessary. We spend resources on some of the dumbest thing I've ever heard in this world. 2025, here in Australia. Before I show you the video, here in Australia, they just updated. I think it was a couple of months ago. I said, you need to be making $130,000 for you to be able to afford a home in Australia. No. Scrap that. Scrap it. Now, you need to be making, in Melbourne here, if you want to own a property here in Melbourne, you need to be making $160,000. Yes. If you're making $160,000, that is when the bank will see, we think you can handle this struggle for the next 50 years. because that's how long it's going to take you for you to pay your mortgage. The average home in Australia now is getting close to $1 million. In Sydney, it's 1.5 million. So good luck when you want to buy a house here in Australia. Moving on, let me show you the crisis that we have in Australia at the moment, okay? It's a crisis. Let's call it is what it is. See, one of the things they say in my culture, it said, means the wind has blown. Now you can see the ass of the chicken. So the ass of chicken is out now. Let me show you what's happening. Let me show you the rally situation. Because the rally situation will show you exactly how. No, I want to start with that guy, how they arrested him. That will make a lot of sense to you. Apparently, this guy is the guy that has been, how do you want to call it? Let me give you the screen. This is the guy that has been doing the protest. He's the one that orchestrates the Yassi boys. Because apparently they have the right to tell everybody how to live their life. A day is going to come, I'm really going to talk a little bit about what I know about racism. I've never, ever liked to talk about it because it's a very touchy subject, because it's not about pointing you as a Caucasian person that, oh, you're racist. No, not of that. It's just to highlight the pattern of behavior that I've always perpetrated for the last how many hundreds of thousands of years. But this is not about them. This is about Australian crisis. So I'm going to give it to you. This is the rally that happened this past weekend. And I'm hearing a rumor that they're going to bring up another one. I hope nobody goes to that one too. Because a lot of people went too. And what is the outcome? Then I'll give you my rant after I play all this video. Because I'll tell you something that I really think about. That I think it's actually even much more even crazier that we don't even think about it that way. As usual. Let me show you the evidence.
I'm under arrest for celebrating a stronger day. Immediately. All right, listen up. The reason why we are here is to celebrate Australia Day. The South Australian police are being ruled by corrupt traitors that hate this country. They are trying to arrest us for peacefully assembling on our national holiday. I am under arrest for celebrating a stronger day.
They arrested him when he was preaching to his choirs. He's telling them to dance Makosa. Yeah. So, not today, man. I'm not ready to descend. The day I'm ready to descend, I'll descend then. Not today. But this is one of the videos of the guy. So this is, I think they arrested him. Then they arrested him again. I think there was two different kind of arrests. I don't know, maybe this was the previous one or this one is the most recent one. Let me show you the second one. Because this one is the one that I found out that happened to him recently. So, it's kind of sad now, to be honest with you. And this guy will walk down the street. This guy has more right than a man who's been here for 15, 20 years, an immigrant, that works his ass off, providing for himself, his family, never commit any crime. But this guy, because he looked like Peach, I'll show you. This bald-headed guy has more rights than a guy who came into this country legally, worked, never been arrested, never committed a crime, pay his tax, do everything according to the law. This bald-headed guy, apparently, is from New Zealand. He's not even Australian. Let that sink in for a second. This guy, because he's Melanie and orange head, he has more right than an immigrant who came here legally, worked, provide for himself, his family, never commit any crime, pays his tax, abide by the law, contribute into society with his time, his effort, and his energy and his experiences This bald-headed guy has more right than that guy. Let that sink in for a second. You know why? It's obvious. Because one of the dumbest thing that I think education has ever taught people was to make you think that any kind of law that was written in the Western society was supposed to protect you. You're so stupid if you believe that. Even you. Because the thing is that law is written by the most powerful set of people in the world. They can manipulate the law as any way that they want to. The law doesn't protect you and I. The law is actually to help us against them. Because the elite of the elite, when they're ready to manipulate the law, you can get all the best lawyers in this world. It doesn't do nothing. Nothing. And you're going to waste your life because you want to chase after some conversation for another day. Let's show this one. This is the one. This is the video, I think, of the one, how they arrested him. Let's see exactly what happened. Because it will be interesting to see what he did.
You don't have to put your hands on me. Shouldn't we have the right to speak in our country, you coward? Have your goons attacked me?
I'm under arrest, but this is what happens in the tyranny of Victoria.
Where neo-Nazi activist Thomas Sewell has been charged after an attack at a sacred Indigenous site. The arrest came just hours after he stormed a press conference with the state premier.
It was a pretty volatile day yesterday. Thomas Sewell was actually arrested right here outside the Melbourne Magistrates Court. He was in court for an unrelated matter, but when he stepped out, there was a group of police waiting for him. He and two associates were then quickly taken away, and they've been charged over an attack at Camp Sovereignty, which is a First Nations gathering place in the CBD. That attack happened after they took centre stage at one of those anti-immigration rallies on Sunday, and all three of them have been charged with violent disorder, affray and discharging a missile. And as if that wasn't enough, before his arrest yesterday, Sewell actually gate crashed a press conference held by Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen. She was actually asked a question about Sewell when he interrupted.
So this guy is the leader. All right, let me show you. This is the leader of the guys that in Australia a couple of months ago. I don't want to play the video because I don't want to give them notoriety. That's why I don't play the videos. I don't. They will go in the middle of the night. They will cover their face. They will wear black masks. They'll be screaming, yeah, dead to black, dead to white, dead to this. No more immigration. Yeah. That is the guy. Apparently, this guy is actually from New Zealand. New Zealand, come on, take your Peking. You know what amazed me is that when you think common sense will be something, then you realize that there is no common sense at all. It's like people fight against common sense every day. Whenever they can get opportunity to fight against common sense, they will fight against it. Because tell me in any way where I come from, you a foreign man come to another person and do what you do. Yikes. Like we used to say, discipline begin at home. No, from the streets, they will discipline you before you even got home. So this is the guy that's been terrorizing Australia. With the guys that go around Melbourne at the middle of the night, they're two coward of men. All right? This is the guy. So I don't care if you're Caucasian man, if you see this video. If you think I'm insulting your race, I'm talking about this idiot. I'll give you my rant after I show this video. I have one more video to show you. Let me take it away for a second. Because you must be living under the rocks here in Australia to think this is going to fly. It's not going to fly. Let me give you the police correspondent, or the one that gives information to the public when something happened that is a major national situation. So I'm giving you current affairs based on what is going on in Australia. Let's get one of our captains. Shout out to all the police officers out there. Please continue doing your work. I was privileged to be in a gathering once of this retired police officer share their experience, what they actually go through at work, it gives me a different perspective of how I look at police officers since then, because many of them are suffering from all kind of traumatic situation from work. They've seen people on the life so many times. Many of them are suffering from all kind of abuses. But people in the public, we see them, we just call them all kind of names. Oh, yeah, 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 this, yeah, that. They're just human like you and I. They go home to their families too. So I'm not here advocating for police, because some of them are just completely horrible human beings. But majority of them, they're doing things the right way. They're good people. They're just like your uncle, your aunties, your friends, your third cousin, your fourth cousins. Those are the people. That's one thing again that used to irritate me. People, when are we going to get out of our head? Police officers, army, your senators, they're people like you and I. They bleed just like I do too. They have feelings. But it's difficult. When you find somebody do something that is out of bounds, of course, you call them out for it. Okay? But let me show you the video of because a reporter asked the correspondent that, how come a guy who unalived 2 police officers is yet to be found after 9 days? Something is not adding up. I smell fishy. I smell fishy.
How has one person been able to evade police for 9 days now? 450 Victorian officers here for one person over 9 days.
Look, you're here, you're in the environment. You, of all people, can understand the complexity and the challenges of searching for a person in this environment. It's extremely challenging. We have the best people at this task, and I have full confidence that everything they're doing is what needs to be done.
So police officers said that they've been doing everything they can to try to find this one guy, one man, for 9 days. And they've deployed over 450 police officers to try and find one man. And they can't find him. All right, let's go to the real core of why we're here tonight. Let me give you my 2 cents. Okay? It's not a lot. This is the real conversation that we need to have. How all of a sudden a country like Australia, people are so stressed to the point they hit the street. They start complaining about a lot of things not making sense, not happening. People are stressed, people are not happy. People can't pay for their bills. People struggle to put food on the table. What's going on? And this is what I talked about many times, that when we look at a problem, we just look at the risk, I'm trying to find the proper English words. You know, I'm a Nigerian. I have to translate in English first before I say what I say. So I need to go into translation box to translate it. Then I'll give it to you. However it sounds. If you want to laugh, you can laugh. Be a whole joke. But the thing is that when we look at a problem, don't look at a problem from what you can see. Think about a problem for how did the problem begin in the first place? Okay? That will give you a better, like my bosses say, systematic approach. You have to systematically analyze it. Shout out to my boss. That's what he says. And he is right. Okay? You have to look at the problem not as what has transpired. You have to look at it from what really started this issue in the first place. It's just one simple word. People were tired. People can't afford a basic necessity in life. The cost of living is going off the roof. And who are we supposed to cry on to? The government, right? But why are we attacking each other? Why? Why? Australia, you have to vote to elect a minister or governor or senator or whatever terms you guys call it. You have to do it, right? Then what is the problem? Why you guys can channel that energy to the right people? Why are we turning on each other? Why? What benefit is that going to get? And I'm going to say this because I think a lot of people think I'm scared about saying it. Because of the whole Israel thing. Man, kiss my ass, man. don't care if you're from Israel or from Japan or China, Hong Kong or Korea, South Korea. You know what I care about? You as a human being. There is nobody on the planet of this earth that will see what is happening that see anything that's happening in Palestine that you think that is cool. There's nobody on the planet of this earth that would think that makes any kind of sense at all. You have to be an evil individual for you to think anything that happened in Palestine is good. You have to be evil for you to think anything that you see about, that you hear about the news in Palestine, if you think it's favorable for people to get on alive every day, tortured, if you think that is cool, something is literally wrong with you and everything that makes you who you are. Because everything that's happened to people in Palestine is the worst thing we've done. Guess what? Since what? Since the German guy in 1945. That is how atrocious what people are going through in Palestine. But do you know what the funniest thing is? They've been saying about this for weeks. Nobody listened. Now they're all running around. Free the Palestine, free the this and that. Then you got to ask yourself, what is the law really doing? Who wrote the law? Why was the law written? Who does the law benefit? Who does the law seems to take the side? What is law? How does law protect me? How does law affect me? How does the law makes me better? When does the law favors me? When does law doesn't favor me? Because it's the same mumbo jumbo that they talk about every day. We're going to the Parliament House. We're trying to address what's going on. What? I don't understand. What gathering does it need for you to say that this is wrong? What gathering? Because it's the same old ploy. The media will do their own. Who are you going to believe? If you follow left, they're wrong. If you follow right, they're wrong. Independent journalism doesn't exist anymore. Everybody now leaves to social media to get any kind of information. In fact, there's some things you can't even upload on social media. But do you know some things you can see on social media? You can see some really big nyash. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. You can see some really big nyash. You can see big nyash on social media. But what is really going on in people that is too graphic, you will not see it. Because those things, they're not marketable. Nobody's going to go subscribe. But yet, it's the same media organization that will go and give you those information that, it's a lie, it's just anti-something. But when it's big nyash, all size, white, black, Asian, Middle Eastern, everything, you will see big nyash on social media everywhere. In fact, you be sleeping, you have your one eye open, you think maybe you want to get any good information. It's nyash. They're selling you car, there's nyash. You want to buy ice cream, there's nyash. You want to buy TV, there's nyash. Everything you see, there is nyash everywhere. Those are the things that we see every day. They're not going to give you real, proper truth. And that's why I've done series about it many times. Don't believe anything you hear from all these politicians. I've said it many times. They are professional liars. Nothing. Government would never tell you the truth. So why are you gonna create your life based on lie? I asked a question once on my live stream one that said, I don't care. If you're watching me right now, you can have PhD in all the college kundalas in the world. I don't give a bleep. I want to ask you a question. What if that's your master degree? What if it's only just a tissue paper that I can use to wipe my ass? Because when you find out that everything you've sacrificed 15, 16 years of your life to learn, what if it was a lie? What if that knowledge that you can devote it all your life to, what if that knowledge was a lie? Because it's the same One man can evade 450 well-trained. This is not just your Joe from the street that is doing a vigilante, trying to help, find a guy who unalived 2 police officers during that guy just disappeared. Something is not adding up. I'm not boo-boo for gums for that. Nope. And that Nazi guy, yes, I call his name, Powell or whatever his name is. I never like to show his video because I don't want to give it hey. Because, see, sometimes it's better for you to avoid some things than actually even want to invest in, even trying to be curious about it in the first place. It's not even worth your head. It's just going to stress you. So you got to ask yourself, if you're a PhD holder, because those are the ones that always want to analyze what somebody says. You said this, you should have used this English word, you should have said it that way. Man, you can kiss my you-know-what, where it doesn't shine. I don't care. What if all that your knowledge, what if it's worth this tissue paper right now? I can just use it when I go to the toilet. I use it to clean my ass. And for those who use tissue paper to clean your ass, you're nasty. Go and use water. That's what we use back in Africa. Use water to wipe your nyash. Yeah. Moving on. Conversation for another day. So like I'm saying, Australia were in a crisis because they have systematically convinced everyone that it's immigrant is the problem. Immigrant is the problem. You gotta ask yourself another question. For those who can think deep, the deep think, boss, no Didi. The deep thinkers, ask yourself, how come a crisis, a situation that factually have a prompt amount that can actually elevate this problem, how come action hasn't been taken about the prompt, precise, how much money it's going to take to help solve homelessness? Last time we checked, they said it's worth about $230 billion. So which means you don't have to just put 230 billions. You can actually spread it for the next 10 or 20 years if you want to. So every year, Australia as a this is not a country, this is a continent. For those who don't know, it takes you about 9 to 10 hours to drive from Melbourne to Sydney. That's how big Australia is, for those who don't know. And Sydney is just one part. There's some road here in Australia. You will drive a whole day. You won't see one house. Let's move on. You want to tell me a country as big as Australia? Don't give me that shit. You can't live in the middle of the ocean, in the middle of the desert. There's no water there. You got to be fucking kidding me, because we have more technology today that can dig a hole down into the ground. You want to tell me we don't have technology that can do that? Don't lost me with that. That's bullshit. Ask yourself, how come there's a problem that has a prompt amount to fix it? It's a common knowledge that they produce all kind of research every year to tell us this is what realistically that could help. Approximately, this is what's going to help homelessness. You want to tell me that with the way China is building house like a Lego house, they can build a whole train station in 9 minutes. You want to tell me that technology, that information, we can't acquire it? Come on, man. I have a bridge I want to sell you. It's right underneath my table in my house. Come. If you believe that, come. If you believe that immigration is the reason why there's homelessness in this country, I want to sell you a yacht. I parked it right outside my door, right there. Inbox me, I'll send you the description. Because you have to be stupid. It is not immigration. It's mismanagement. The whole problem most government have everywhere in the world, they don't go and listen. Don't waste yourself trying to, we need to analyze. Don't analyze nothing. It's called checks and balances. Let them do it. When was the last time a government did an audit and they can allocate for all the money that they've spent? I'll wait. Because a lot of the time people look at problem. You look at problem from the outlook. Oh man, this is really bad. How can we do to fix it? The number one question you need to ask yourself is that how did the problem get here in the first place? Who contributed to this problem? Okay. How can we prevent, when we fix this problem, how can we prevent this problem from happening again? That's what an intelligent person would do. We have a bunch of self-centered people who rule most places everywhere in the world. You think they care about you and I? They don't care. And you're going to create your life, mold your life based on some ideology of somebody who doesn't care about you. And yet, they will be the same people, they will give you information, and you formulate, you base your life based on lies. And then you will have the audacity to question me the way I think and tell me that you are more intelligent than me. I swear, I will stone some of you with this thing. You're so stupid. You go on the bridge, say, hey, anti-immigration, anti-immigration. You have to be stupid. Because we don't want to tell ourselves the truth. The problem that everything have, if you live here in Australia like I do, you work, if you pay tax, ask yourself, what are they using the money to do? Are they even spending the money on the things that really matters? I think I was watching a program the other day. There was an Australian guy was talking about, now, the governments now, they've not even increased their own salary by another 2 or 3%. In less than 3 months, they've made additional $14,000 in the salary. And you and I, we're still working for $20 or $30 per hour. There's some people, if they can lucky to even get $30 per hour. You can't put your thoughts there. You're thinking about this issue with immigration, but the country that we only living in 4% of the entire coastline in Australia. Man, don't tell me there's no space to build a house. Don't tell me there is no money to build a house. The question you got to ask yourself is that, where is the money going? You don't think. Like I always say, thinking is not illegal. But it seems like people are getting dumber by the day. I don't know, maybe it's the coronavirus that make people getting more stupid. I don't know. But you got to ask yourself really, like, where is this going? If you are not a First Nation family, stop talking about immigration. You're an immigrant. You might be born at one of the hospitals here, but your ancestors, your family are immigrants. It's just like me going on a rally and telling everybody in the rally that my father is a white Caucasian man. If you see me in person, I'm chocolate as it gets. At least my texture. But this is the thing, like, it just getting to the point whereby it's just getting more dumber and more stupid by the day. When we'll have some conversation that people can't even just think. I don't care you're from Anglo-Australian or you're from Kafansha Australian or you're from under the hole or off the hole, hop in your heads, out of your ass. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're not a First Nation person from a family of the First Nation people, you are an immigrant. It's just that simple. Don't try to tweak it and change it and twist it, give it whatever terms you want to give it. It doesn't belong to you. It's just that inferiority complex one more time again that every other people complain about. Because you have to be... See, another thing again, ladies and gentlemen, ask yourself. Okay? Because this is one thing I want you guys to understand. If you think this is normal, like I said, I have a bridge to sell you. Okay? Wait, where's the other video? No, not this one. This is what Australia turned to, because this is what happened on the weekend, this past weekend, unfortunately. Let me show you again one more time. I don't think I played this one yet.
Australia just made headlines across the world, not for a sporting win or political scandal, but for something far bigger. In a coordinated wave of protests across 9 major cities, tens of thousands of everyday Australians took to the streets. Their message: Enough is enough. From Sydney to Perth, crowds gathered under one banner, Stop the Pressure on Housing, Jobs and National Resources. This wasn't some random outburst, it was a planned, peaceful movement set for August 31st, where citizens came out in force demanding real change. What makes this even more powerful is that these rallies mirror protests across Europe, the UK and Canada, signs of a growing global pushback. Footage from Australia shows families, workers and young people all chanting in unity. Some estimates say up to 500,000 Australians participated, one of the largest protests in the country's history. Nigel Farage has long warned about ignoring the people's voice. Do you think leaders are finally listening, or are they still turning away? Let us know below.
Thank you very much. They don't care. I don't want to burst your bubbles. They don't care. This is exactly what they want. Oh, we literally just gave them another 2-3 years of this stress. See, man. Think, people, think. It irritates me when people can't think. Think beyond how you feel for now. Look at things systematically, like my boss used to say. You have to look at you have to have an analytic overview. Oh my God, love my boss. It cracked me up. This is the problem, because people can't think at all. This guy, you gotta actually. This is one thing I want to say. Then I'll call it a night. Okay. Tell me this guy, this bald-headed guy. Now, start look at this in a different way. One guy can portray himself as pro-Yahtzee throughout the country. Okay? One man can portray himself as a pro-Yahtzee throughout the country. And this guy can walk freely from one state to the other, recruiting other men. Does he have a job? If he has a job, what job does he do? Does he have family he provides for? If he doesn't have those two things, then pause. Okay, where is he getting the funding for him to be able to go from one city to the other? Think. Wait, his father is rich? Okay. If his father is rich, now let's look deeper now. See, now we go in that rabbit hole. But people will just see this, that this is just, this guy is not the one really doing anything. This is just a fall guy. The people that are really pulling the strings, you will never see their face. You will never know who they are. That is how the game works. It's just a camouflage. This guy doesn't do shit. Excuse me. And for all these viewers on YouTube too, this guy doesn't do nothing. This guy is just a camouflage to boo-boo you, because the people who are really pulling the strings are behind him. You will never see their face. He is the spokesman for the invisible people, the real puppet masters. Because if you have a day job, if you have to provide for yourself and for your family, even though if you want to go around and trying to help the community, help the people, I promise you will do it a different way. You will do it differently. I don't want to waste my time on this. Yeah. I said a lot of things that were necessary tonight. Please do me a favor. Share the video. Follow. There's a lot of videos I put there. Support me and subscribe. Okay? Before the end of this year, at least let's get to 20,000 followers if it's possible. Help me grow the channel. Okay? I'm not asking you to give me money. Hey, I'm not here to tell you to buy something from me. Subscribe. See, let's start thinking, all right? And when we want to consume information, you need to start thinking about it. What does this information, what does it do to me? Number one. Where is this information coming from? Number two. Who does this information really, really benefit? Who gets to lose and who gets to gain from this information? Now, once you understand that, then you're going to start filtering when you're going to put your concentration on. Because ladies and gentlemen, all right, this is how the business works now. Do you know what the real business is? The most expensive item to purchase in the world today. You know what it is? Ladies and gentlemen, you want to guess? your attention. It's the biggest. It's what everybody's claiming for, your attention. Because your attention can lead to sales. Your attention can lead to money. Your attention can lead to a lot of things. But when I'm giving you information, is it coming from a biased place? Or is it coming from a place of genuineness? I'm telling you this just because I'm trying to, so you can follow me. I could give a list. People know me on TikTok. I don't care. But the thing is that for this, the way they've set it up is for the algorithm to push it. So support me so we can, we can grow. I'm not here to tell you that I'm going to shake my nyash for you, because no DDA. We don't do none of that nonsense here. But like I always say, thinking is not illegal. I want to challenge you tonight. And I want you to think about it deeply. Okay, the videos that I've shown. This orange bald head, orange head, who do you think is paying his bills? Does he have a job to be able to go from one state to the another? Number one. Number two, got to think about it. When they've all gone out to do all this protest, what outcome do you think the protest is going to get? It's just like a trending viral video. It's going to go after 2 or 3 days. People want something new. You think that's constructive how we should do it? No. If we truly want the government to hear us, all of us, we should stay at home, not go to work. I'm telling you, it works like a charm. Everybody, don't go to work for 1 week. You will see. We have more power in our hands, but we just don't want to exercise it here because a lot of people are too scared. See, work, save. If we truly want to change, every Australian, go work, buy food, shop food at home, at least for 1 week. That is how you protest. You protest by hurting the economy. That is how you do it. Let the stock exchange fall. Let everything fall. Then they're going to start asking questions. So what do you want? Until we're going out, doing this, doing that, nothing is going to change. You see the way COVID isolated and locked every one of us? This time around, we will be the one to instigate COVID. No jobs, no work. Everybody stay at home. And if your landlord is complaining, tell him to go to wait. That the government will throw some checks. That is the only way they're going to listen. All this going on rally, jumping around. Hey, anti-immigration, pro-immigration, anti-Palestine, pro-Palestine. It's just dumb and stupid. Because the people who are trying to get attention, they don't care. They live in big jacuzzis and big houses. They have high securities. They don't care. You just here disturbing yourself, getting arrested in the street because of you want to go and protest for Australia. I was born Australian. All my life, that's all I know. I'm Australian. Bro, listen. Yeah, you're Australian by birth. But you're not Australian by origin. Because the original people in this country. See, origin is derived from the word original. Origin. Original. The original OGs for this land. You know who they are. Those are the people that this land belongs to. Not you, not your father, not your ancestors. They can know how to make kites, make planes, make whatever they want to make. But the people here who own it, that is called respect. As long as you don't have it, you have issues. But that's all I have for you tonight. Like I always say,
Do me a favor, please.
Get out of here.